Most guys try to grow surfer hair and give up halfway. You know that weird middle stage where your hair won't sit right, it looks bulky, and you just want to cut it all off? That's where 90% quit. But if you know how to shape your hair at each visit, your awkward phase becomes the foundation of that perfect surfer flow. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to go from that frustrating in-between stage to that laid-back, natural flow. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with the ideal hair length for a surfer flow. To get that signature look, your hair should be around 8 inches long on top and around 6 inches on the sides and back. That's long enough to tuck behind your ears or push back with your fingers, but not so long that it starts looking unkempt. If your hair is currently short, you'll need some patience because it's going to take time to reach that flowy length. Hair typically grows about half an inch per month, which means you'll gain roughly 1 inch every 2 months. I'm assuming you started with 5 inches on top and around 3 inches on the sides and back. If you don't have the right lengths, grow them out so you follow the next process that I'm about to share. After you have the mentioned lengths, your hairstyle transformation journey starts. You would grow your hair for 2 months and then make your first barber visit. Now let's break down the entire process through 3 salon visits, one every 2 months because the surfer flow isn't an overnight transformation. Let's start with your first visit. At this stage, your hair is still short length, depending on where you're starting. The goal here isn't to get the final style, but to start shaping the foundation. Tell your barber that you're growing your hair out for a surfer flow. This helps them know not to cut too much and instead shape it in a way that helps it grow properly. Your hair at this point should be around 6 inches long on top and around 4 inches on the sides and back. You'll want to keep the back and sides slightly trimmed just to maintain balance, while letting the top continue to grow freely. Ask your barber to lightly layer the ends so the hair doesn't grow out unevenly or become bulky. It's important to keep the hair healthy right from the start, so you'll also want to begin using a moisturizing shampoo and conditioner that keeps your strands hydrated and prevents frizz. After your first visit, styling is very simple. You can use a bit of leave-in conditioner or a light sea salt spray to give your hair some wave and texture, but don't try to force a style yet. This stage is all about patience. By the time you reach your second visit, 2 more months will have passed. Your hair should now be about 7 inches long on top and around 5 inches on the sides and back. This is where you'll start noticing movement and natural flow when you shake your head or run your fingers through it. The goal in this visit is to shape your hair into the early stages of the surfer flow. You should tell your barber to keep the top growing while slightly layering the back and sides to encourage that natural wavy flow. The ends can be thinned slightly with shears to remove bulk, but make sure they don't cut off too much length because you still have another couple of months to grow. Around this time, you'll want to start paying attention to how your hair falls when it's dry. If your hair falls flat, you can start using a lightweight texturizing spray or a sea salt spray to give it more body. I highly recommend using a blow dryer with a diffuser on low heat as it can help create volume without damaging your hair. This is also the perfect time to establish your natural part. For most people, the surfer flow works best with a middle part or a soft off-center part because it lets the hair frame your face evenly. You can find your natural part by pushing your hair back from your forehead and seeing where it naturally separates. That's usually your best spot. Once you know it, start training your hair to fall in that direction by brushing or finger combing it that way after every shower. Now comes your third visit, which is where things finally come together. After about 6 months, your hair will have grown around 8 inches on top and around 6 inches on the sides and back, and you'll be ready for the full surfer flow look. At this stage, the goal is to create layers that move freely, giving your hair that effortless bounce and flow when the wind hits it. Ask your barber to focus on layering the top and sides, while keeping the length around your ears and neck soft and natural. I want you to make sure not to make it look too polished. Surfer hair should always look like it's been shaped by the elements, not a pair of scissors. At this point, your hair will reach around ear to cheekbone length, which is ideal for the surfer flow. You can't tuck it behind your ears, sweep it back, or let it fall naturally. The texture is what makes this style stand out, so if you have straight hair, you can start using sea salt spray mixed with a light mousse. Scrunch your hair with your hands and let it air dry or blow dry it on low heat while twisting sections with your fingers. If your hair is wavy or curly, simply applying leave-in conditioner or a bit of styling cream will bring out the natural movement. From here on, maintenance becomes easy. Every 2 to 3 months, go for a light trim just to remove split ends and keep the layers balanced. Avoid cutting too much because you want to maintain that longer, natural look. Wash your hair 2 or 3 times a week, not daily, because Surfer Flow hair looks best when it has a bit of natural oil that gives it texture. Use a sulfate-free shampoo to avoid drying your hair out, and always follow with conditioner. Once a week, you can use a deep conditioning mask to repair any damage and keep your hair soft. When it comes to styling the Surfer Flow, the goal is to make it look like you didn't try too hard. Start by towel drying your hair after a shower. Never rub it harshly, just pat it gently to avoid frizz. Then, apply a bit of sea salt spray or texture cream through damp hair. If you want an extra wave, scrunch your hair upward with your hands while it dries. You can also use a diffuser to enhance volume, especially if your hair is naturally straight. The movement is really important here. The Surfer Flow should never look stiff or overly styled. It should move freely when you turn your head or when the wind blows. Another tip is to avoid heavy gels or waxes because they weigh the hair down and make it look greasy. Instead, go for light products that keep your hair soft and touchable. A little argan or coconut oil can help add shine and keep your ends healthy. But the thing is, not every face shape and texture is ideal for this hairstyle, and that's completely okay. If you've got straight hair, the Surfer Flow will look sleek and laid back, but you'll need a little help creating texture with sea salt spray or light mousse. If your hair is wavy, that's the best natural texture for this look because it gives that perfect beachy bend without too much effort. And if your hair is curly, you can still rock this style. You'll just need to keep your curls a bit looser with layering so it doesn't puff up too much. As for face shapes, the Surfer Flow looks amazing on oval, square, and diamond faces because the flow frames the face nicely. If you've got a round face, you'll want to keep the sides slightly longer to elongate your look. The goal is to make it appear relaxed and symmetrical, so your barber will know exactly how to balance it out when you visit. If you are not sure which hairstyle you should go with, watch this video next, where I have shared how to actually find your perfect hairstyle.